So, gang, let's go over a recap, of what happened, what happened Friday, March 4th, 2022. We see gold head all the way up to take profit 1970 as this war in Russia is still affecting the market. This war with Russia and Ukraine is still affecting the market. Russia is still advancing troops into Russia, and we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over fundamental news. We just wanted to recap. As you know, we already went over technical analysts, but you go over it one more time. We see gold, consolidating at 0.618, 0.786 Fibonacci level before, heading all the way up to back up to 0.618, 0.5, 0.32, all the way to zero, retested back to zero point 0.5 before going all the way up to 27 extension and passes take profit 14 and heads all the way up to 1970 and take profit 15 is right here at 1975 gang. And we can see gold heading all the way up to 2000, we can see gold heading all the way up to 2000 gang as this war in Ukraine in Russia, it's affecting the market. And because of the war was going on with Russia, gold is still rising up. We can still see gold heading up, and it did head up. To take profit 14, 1965, and that 1970. Let's go over the news. Fundamental news, because we didn't go over that. Let's go over fundamental news, and let's talk more about what just happened. How this move actually happened. All right, gang. So, gang, Ukraine in crisis taking stocks of major market moves. So, fires near Europe's largest nuclear plant sparks panic in European markets. NFP figures lifts U.S. dollar as economic data returns to fours. Oil and gold rise as market prepares for the weekend. So we've seen gold rise. We're going over NFP news. Fundamental news. So, fire near Europe's largest nuclear plant sparks panic. So, it was a fire near Europe's largest nuclear plant sparked panic. Russia soldiers advanced into Ukraine nuclear plant. And took over it for a while. You can see right here, European market woke up to a worrying news on Friday about a nuclear scare as fire broke out into a building at the site of Europe's biggest nuclear power station. The fire is reported to be contained, and there is no sign of elevated levels of radiation. The fire looks to have been to the results of intense fighting in the area this morning as Russian soldiers advanced. Ukraine nuclear agency reports that the Russian military forces have subsequently seized the Zaporizhzhia facility. The office of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said he will seek emergency UN Security Council meeting in the wake of the near catastrophic blaze. Boris Johnson raised concerns that the reckless actions of Russia President Vladimir Putin can now direct threaten the safety of all Europe. So, because of President Russia President Vladimir Putin, you know, attacking Ukraine, this happened Friday, March 4th, 2022. We see Russian soldiers advance into Ukraine nuclear plants, and a fire breaks out near Europe's biggest nuclear power station, and Russian soldiers advance and were were actually at the nuclear plant in Ukraine. Their biggest, largest nuclear plant in Ukraine was actually seizing and controlling Ukraine nuclear plant. And we'll go more into this, but I just wanted to get you an update on this because of this. This is why gold headed back up last week when Ukraine, when Russia had attacked Kiev, um, Ukraine basically, and they had fire a missile at Ukraine buildings. Gold went up to 1974, and now that was February 24th, 2022, and now March 4th, 2022. That next Friday, that was last Friday. That was like 2 Fridays ago. Now this Friday just passed, we see, you know, Russia President Vladimir Putin, Russia attacking Ukraine again, this time hitting their largest nuclear power plant, in Zaporizhzhia facility. So this is huge. This is why gold has went back up. And the actions of Russia President Vladimir Putin can now directly threatens the safety of all Europe. So anytime we see gold, in war with Russia, this is why gold heads back up. So as we already know, any assets with Russia are closed to the United States. All sanctions are closed with Russia. As far as the central banks are frozen, Moscow exchange MOEX was shut down for the fifth day on Friday after the central banks of Russia confirmed it will remain closed. The decision to halt trading came after a last Friday when MOEX Moscow Stock Exchange suffered a 50% decline. The LSE froze trading in global disporary receipts, certificates that represents foreign shares. As part of wider efforts to isolate Russia from global financial markets, the majority of these Russian-linked stocks have already been post-loss around 90% before the suspension on Thursday. So we just had to understand this again, gang. Understandably, in times of global conflict, scheduled events risk tends to take a backseat as geopolitical events influence market reactions. However, Friday NFP data confirms 678K new jobs added to an already strong U.S. labor market, resulting in a decent move higher in the U.S. dollar basic index. So this is why gold has went up, because Russia has attacked, Ukraine. So this is why we can see gold. We seen gold head up to take profit 1970. So that this was huge, and we're gonna go over this in fundamental news as well. I just wanted to explain this, and we're gonna go into fundamental. We're gonna go more into fundamental news as well. All right, gang.